All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in episode 8 now of Washington Nationals franchise here at the start of the 2027 season in spring training. And we are very excited about this season. Brought on some big names. So in the starting pitching role, brought in Trevor Williams. He will probably start in the starting rotation for us this season. We brought in Adrian Morejon in free agency from the Padres, one of my favorite pitchers. We did draft Salvatore Cordero with the number 1 overall pick. He will start on the Major League roster, so catcher is going to be positioned. We have some moves to make. I would love for it to be him and Adrian De Castillo. So he will start on the Major League roster. And then at first base, Josh Cannon at 19 years old will be making his MLB debut opening day this season. Rhys Hoskins, we did bring in free agency, will be the backup first baseman. Might see some reps at DH as well. All right, this is the starting rotation. Chris Paddack will be our opening day starter this year, obviously with Mackenzie Gore gone. Reese Olson will slot in number 2. Mitchell Parker number 3. Moving him down the rotation, hopefully can give him a little bit of a spark to have a better season. He's been rough the first couple years in the franchise, so we're going to hope for a better season for Mitchell Parker. Would love to keep him on the team for a little while. And then Trevor Williams, our free agent pickup, will be number 4 with Cade Cavalli rounding out the rotation. In the bullpen, DJ Hers and Christian Scott will be in the long relief role. Miguel Castro, Colin Poche, Eduardo Salazar will be there as our middle relief guys. Eduardo Salazar is actually going to be making his Major League debut at 28 years old. So that'll be exciting to see for him. Has a sinker, slider, four-seamer. And then Adrian Morejon and Tyler Rogers are going to be the setup guys. Adrian Morejon, our big free agent pickup. I would say probably our top free agent pickup there other than some of our bats. And then Bo Brisky will be our closer this season. Okay, versus lefties, Jacob Young will be leading off with CJ Abrams. Then James Wood, Josh Cannon, the superstar rookie, will be batting out of the 4 spot. Luis Garcia, Salvatore Cordero will be starting versus lefties at catcher. Rhys Hoskins in the DH role, Brady House at third, and Dylan Cruz in right field. Rhys Hoskins crushes lefties. Looking forward to seeing that play out. All right, then versus righties, Luis Garcia, CJ Abrams in the 2 spot, Jock Peterson, Josh Cannon in there again at number 4, James Wood, Jacob Young, Adrian De Castillo, Dylan Cruz, and then Brady House at third base rounding it off for us. Our opening day lineup will be Luis Garcia, CJ Abrams, Jock Peterson, Josh Cannon, the rookie making his debut, James Wood, Jacob Young, Adrian De Castillo, Dylan Cruz, and Brady House. On the bench today, Rhys Hoskins, Keibert Ruiz, Nasim Nunez, and Salvatore Cordero. Let's go ahead and get into this one, see if we can start off the season strong. All right, those are Chris Paddack's stats from last year. Had a fantastic year for us in year 1 here in Washington.
A very solid ERA
Not
last
a bad
season,
ERA.
just a little over
started 32
3,
games,
and you've got a guy like that
just over
taking the mound for you. The offense is definitely expected to score 4 runs at least, unless they're really struggling. So you know, more times than not, he's on the bump, you're going to win the ball game if you just do your part as an offense. So last year, great year. He wants to repeat that or even improve. And I think there is some room for improvement. He's got good stuff. It's just executing from hitter to hitter.
His first action in the majors. Take off. Get the swing and the miss. And that is the second strikeout of the first inning there for Chris Paddack. Great first inning there. Rounder down the third baseline. That is fair ball down the left field. We will go. Left fielder boots it, not able to pick it, and we get into second. James Wood, a leadoff double here in the bottom of the second inning. We'll see what we can do here with a runner on second. Jacob Young up to bat now. Looking to bounce back after a really rough year last year. 2-1 count here to start off his first at bat. 3-1 forcing it down just off the plate. And we will auto take this one and see if we can get a walk here. Get runners on first and second. We don't. Nice splitter drops.
That split is a pretty nasty pitch. It explodes out of the hand. Looks like a fastball, and the bottom just falls out of it.
Hunter Green, 27 pitches, no outs here in the second inning. That is shot into left field. That'll go. That is going off the wall. That'll be a double, RBI double, as James Wood comes in to score there. Jacob Young starting his season off. Fantastic 1-for-1 RBI double. 34 pitches for Hunter Green. No outs here in the bottom of the second. We swing, foul that slider back at the top outside corner of the zone. Probably would have been called a ball, but one of those you don't really want to guess on that pitch. Sit on that. De Castillo rocks that one to left field. Doesn't have enough to get out. It does. It's gone. 391 feet. Adrian De Castillo, 2-run home run, his first of the season, his first plate appearance, and we are up 3-0. Hunter Green 61 pitches now as he has 2 outs here in the third inning. That is a base hit into right field. Josh Cannon with his first base hit of his major league career. Get that ball back to the dugout. Authenticate that. Put it in his house. That is a great first base hit for him. But he has an opportunity to come up huge here in the bottom of the 8th inning, up 2-1 in the count. Deep drive, left center field, no doubt about it. That is gone. 455 feet for Dylan Cruz. A grand slam puts us on top 7-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. And oh my goodness, what a drive for Dylan Cruz, his first of the season. A nuke to put us on top 7-1. We took the W in Game 1 against the Cincinnati Reds. We can go in here and check out the box score. It was a pretty good game. Pitching wise, we'll go to that first. Chris Paddack, 6 innings, only 3 hits, walked 1, struck out 5. Dominant performance. Adrian Morejon, newly acquired Washington National, 3 strikeouts in his 1 inning of work, sat down the side in order. Tyler Rogers got the hole, did allow a run, but that's fine in 1 inning of work. Didn't really matter at the end of the game. Christian Scott came in and got 1 inning of relief as well. So very, very exciting day for us. Very exciting day for us as far as our lineup. As you can see, Luis Garcia and CJ Abrams both did not get a hit. They were the only ones on the team not to get a hit, but Jock Peterson was 1 for 4, and then Josh Cannon, our top prospect, rookie sensation, I mean generational prospect really in the draft, went 1 for 4, had a single in I believe the 5th inning, I want to say. I don't think it'll show it. And then James Wood 2 for 3 with a walk. You had Jacob Young going 2 for 3 with a walk and an RBI. Adrian De Castillo had a home run with 2 RBIs. Dylan Cruz had a home run. He had a grand slam, so he had 4 RBIs. And then Brady House went 1 for 4. So a very, very strong start to the season for a lot of our players. That middle of our lineup is looking dominant. Okay, so we are facing a right-handed pitcher in Rhett Lauder today with the Cincinnati Reds. I did go ahead and make the move to put Rhys Hoskins in at DH, and then Salvatore Cordero will start at catcher, even though we had them platooned against lefties. So we made those moves. I wanted to get them in, get their first games played in Washington Nationals uniforms. So we're going to go ahead and hop in now and play this game. Those are the stats from last year. Not the best season from him. The whip was decently high. The ERA up there over 4, just over 4, and almost 180 innings. But I expect good things from him. We're going to pitch this first inning with him, and then we will kind of let him cruise the rest of the day as far as he can go and try and get this game off to a strong start. Ellie looking to take off here. We're going to go ahead and pitch out here. He does take off. Can we get him? Good throw. He is out at second base. The pitch out worked. Nice throw by Salvatore Cordero, his first action in the major leagues, and we are coming up to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. All right, up to bat, Luis Garcia, his first at-bat of the season. We're going to see what we can do 1 and 2 here for him. Able to gun down Ellie on that nice play with 2 outs in the top of the first as Luis Garcia strikes out on a 4-seamer from Rhett Lauder. Nice pitch there, right over the middle of the zone, just couldn't quite get to it. Timing was a little early and we just missed the ball there, so CJ Abrams at the bat now. Take that one high and inside slider, just can't catch a piece of the zone there. I do apologize, the audio was a little bit messed up in the top of the first inning. There was not any commentary or crowd volume, so that's on me. I had to go in and change that in the settings. CJ Abrams flies out sharply to center field there. And we will see Rhys Hoskins, his first at-bat in a Nationals uniform, wearing our City Connect uniforms today. And we're going to see what we can do here with the newly signed Washington National. Fouls that slider back, makes it a 1 and 2 count here with 2 outs here. Rhett Lauder trying to work quickly here with only 11 pitches with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch, 1 and 2. We'll see what Rhys Hoskins does. Takes that one low sinker at 93 miles an hour there from Rhett Lauder. Evens up the count 2 and 2 here. Rhys Hoskins, if I remember correctly, had over 30 home runs last year. That's why we really targeted him and focused on him in free agency. We can a foregone conclusion at this point in his career, he's not going to hit for average. As he lines one up the middle, that'll get through. Shortstop was, or sorry, second baseman was playing behind second base as Ellie comes over to cover second, but Nice base hit for Rhys Hoskins, and we will see rookie phenom Josh Cannon up to bat now. Went 1 for 4 in his MLB debut. See what he can do here with a 2-1 count. He'll take that one on the chalk. That is a strike on the bottom outside corner. 2-2 count now as it evens up. Rhett Lowder, this will be his 19th pitch of the inning, looking to get out of it here. Slider doesn't catch a piece. That makes the count full, and you can see #1 MLB prospect there for Josh Cannon. He's looking to live up to those expectations. He strikes out on a 4-seamer. I was not quite sure if that was going to catch a piece or not. Had to swing at it. Swung really late on that one. And that is the end of the first inning with no score. Both teams get a hit, and we come back up to pitch. All right, we're going to let Reese Olson kind of cruise here unless we absolutely need to hop in. And 2 singles right away. Well, we're going to hop in immediately here in the second inning. Looking to not let the Reds score. Jeimer Candelario up the bat now. 1-2 count. He'll give him a fastball up and then see if he offers that. He does. Fouls that one back. Throw a curveball in the dirt here. Get him swinging, hopefully. CJ Abrams, can he keep that in the infield? He can. No throw to first. Go ahead and throw that one home. Don't trust myself to make that throw to first in time. Probably would have been safe anyway. All right, apologize. My controller died right in the middle of throwing that pitch. So low pitch there from Reese Olson. He's now at 29 pitches here in the top of the second with nobody out. I'm going to throw a fastball up in here, see if we can get JT Realmuto looking there. We cannot even, or sorry, takes the count to 3-1 now. So not the best start. We do walk in a run there as the Reds will take a 1-0 lead here. Reese Olson in the top of the second inning. Not having the best command. Part of that, yes, is obviously due to me. That is a base hit for Will Benson. That will score 1. Runner tries to tag from second, and he is out at the plate. So a little bit of a silver lining there as Jeimer Candelario cannot score from second base. Tried to get home there on the single to left field, but couldn't quite do it. James Wood, nice throw into home there. And we have a 2-2 count here with Spencer Steer up the bat. We're going to give him a fastball inside. He swings through that one, strike out. That should be the first strikeout of the day, I believe, for Reese Olson, and it is now 2 outs here in the top of the second. We have Cody Bellinger up the bat. Can't quite get the 4-seamer to catch a piece there. Looking to keep the damage to just 2 runs here in the top of the second inning. We can manage to get back to that. I know that for sure. That is a base hit. Cody Bellinger, that ball gets down. Do have a perfect throw. It's just not going to be in time from James Wood. And it is 3-0 Cincinnati in the top of the second with 2 outs here. Runners still on first and second. Matt McLean up to bat now. We're going to see what we can do here to get him out quickly. Swings through the circle change, 1-2 count. We're going to give him a fastball up and in, see if he swings through that. Pops that one into shallow right field. Luis Garcia coming back to get it. He cannot make the catch. Jacob Young throwing that one in. It'll be cut off. And it is 4-0 Cincinnati here, top of the second inning. Reese Olson blowing up on the mound. That's a curveball, misses, makes it 2-1. And this is a disaster here for Reese Olson. And what was supposed to be a really good game for him. Flip to CJ Abrams at second. Luis Garcia gets the 3rd out. Finally, the inning is over. 6-0 Cincinnati. Reese Olson blows up as they get 8 hits in the inning. They bat through their lineup, and we come back up to bat, now down 6. All right, James Wood, those were the stats a season ago. Had a decent season for him, and we're looking for more power out of him, more home runs, more extra base hits this season. He is a strong start to his season so far, so looking to add on to that there. Sinker would have been a good pitch to hit. Just didn't quite feel comfortable getting up to that one. 2-2 as the count evens up here. Looking to get Rhett Lowder deep into counts today. Try and extend that pitch count. That is a base hit into right field. That'll get back up against the wall. That should be extra bases for James Wood. He will go into second easily there with a double. Lead off the inning here in the bottom of the second. We need base runners, and we need some runs to get back into this game. Down 6 here early. Jacob Young off the bat had a fantastic game. Had a home run yesterday. So looking to potentially get another one here today. Swings through the slider. Nice pitch there from Rhett Lowder. 1-2 count here. Very excited about the potential of a Jacob Young breakout season. We almost traded him at the trade deadline last year. Thought about trading him in the offseason. Just couldn't quite find a deal that I thought was worthy of trading him. But he has had a couple of really rough years. He takes that one looking at the knees for strike 3. Thought that would get below the zone, but it does not. That's a 3rd strikeout for Rhett Lowder. Now he's 1 out here in the top, or sorry, bottom of the second inning. But yeah, I Couldn't quite find a package I thought was acceptable for him, even though he's had a couple of bad years, as Salvatore Cordero comes up to bat. His MLB debut, his first at-bat of his pro career here. He'll take that one low, and inside 2-1 count now. Wearing number 1 here, last worn by Mackenzie Gore. So looking to fill those shoes. Mackenzie Gore couldn't quite fill them in our franchise. In real life, playing fantastic baseball. Counts 2-2 here after a four-seamer fouled back. He takes that one low and inside sinker. Almost comes in and hits him there. Full count now. And Dylan Cruz on deck, has a home run. Had the grand slam yesterday against the Reds. So we're going to see what we can do here. Swing through that. That's a strikeout. And wow, I forgot he had a mustache. Oh my goodness. I forgot he had that. Okay, well, Salvatore Cordero in his first Major League plate appearance strikes out Dylan Cruz at the bat. Now had the grand slam yesterday. Needs something here in the bottom of the second. Please, Dylan, we need something from you. Rhett Lowder, this will be his 40th pitch, so the pitch count's up there for him as well. Would love to get on the board here in the bottom of the second inning. That one's fouled out of play to the right, and he takes that one on the high and outside corner. That is strike 3 with the fastball. Nice pitching from Rhett Lowder here through 2 innings, and it's 6-0 Reds. We will try and bunt here. That is down the third baseline. That is staying fair. CJ Abrams, he beats it out. That is a base hit bunt for him. And oh my goodness, that is huge to get runners on first and second. Rhys Hoskins up the bat now. Is 1 for 1 in his Nationals career. He sits on that one, drives that deep to right field. Does it have enough to get out? It'll be gone off the second deck. 4-15. Rhys Hoskins, his first Nationals home run of his career. A 3-run shot, went 415 feet, 110 miles an hour off the bat. And we are in this game 8-3 here in the bottom of the third inning with 1 out. 0 for 2 in his Major League debut, looking to get something. That'll get up the middle for a base hit. Perez gives up the base hit to Salvatore Cordero, his first Major League base hit. And they'll want to keep that ball, get that one back to the Nationals dugout there. Looking to get their first Major League home runs pretty quick here. And Dylan Cruz sends a deep drive to left field. That'll make it 8-5. First pitch we get to see with him in the bottom of the 6th, and we hit a nuke out to left field. How far did that one go? 402 feet. His second of the season. Was not ready at all for that, but hey, great pitch to hit right over the middle of the zone. Dylan Cruz sends that one deep into the night to left field. And we have a 3-run game here in the bottom of the 6th inning with the top of our lineup about to be up after Brady House hits. And he gets hit with the pitch there from Perez. And so we have a base runner here in the bottom of the 6th. Only 1 out. Luis Garcia now up to bat. All right, Christian Scott into the game in relief of Colin Poche. And we will see what we can do. Pop out Michael Toglia, Rhino Hearn single. Jeimer Candelario flew out. And JT Realmuto reaches on an error there, so Will Benson, fielder's choice, that is the 3rd out. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th inning here. Luis Garcia up to bat.
Bringing in the lefty with a left-handed hitter coming up to hit.
And this is not looking good for us down 4 here, bottom of the 9th inning. Let that sweeper go. Sam Maul into the game now. Down 4 here, 2-1 count to Luis Garcia, 1 for 4 in the game today. See what we can do here with him. That is a pop out to right field. That'll be caught. Right fielder doesn't even have to move. Makes the play. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. That'll be caught. Center fielder really doesn't have to move again. A lot of those today. And the Cincinnati Reds will be victorious here in Game 2 of the season. And we will fall to 1-1 now on the year. All right, Mitchell Parker will be on the mound against Nick Lodolo there for the Reds. Both teams at 1-1 now, as this is the 3rd game of the season. Not the start we would have wanted after Chris Paddack had a dominant performance in his first start in opening day. 6 innings, 5 strikeouts, did not give up a run. Reese Olson with a 27 ERA and a 5 whip. Yes, it's only 2 innings. Yes, I know it's inflated, but giving up 6 runs in 2 innings of work is disgusting. So Mitchell Parker needs to have a good outing. We brought in Trevor Williams and then Cade Cavalli also in the starting rotation. We do have pitchers down in the minors that we would like to call up at some point. Harleen Susana, I would love to get him back up to the majors. I just don't know how we can do it. Last year was rough. It was really rough. And yes, he only started in 4 games for us, but it was bad. Gave up 7 home runs in 9 games. Can't have that happening. And then as far as our closing pitchers, yes, Bo Brisky is here. He has not pitched yet this year. He's going to be the closer for us. But Benito Francisco our second round pick last year. 20 years old, a 67 overall, has a potential. He could very easily come in and step in to our closing role really soon, and then Beau Brieske could move to the bullpen. So we have options there. At catcher, obviously, we still have Victor Caratini. He did end up passing through waivers. I don't like keeping 3 catchers on the Major League roster, so probably sooner rather than later, Keibert Ruiz will be either moved or we're going to have to DFA him. I don't see a future where he stays on this team and plays consistently. Salvatore Cordero is going to get more reps, so I think that's something we're just going to have to be content with letting happen, is letting Keibert Ruiz go. All right, we're going to go ahead and keep simming here. We're going to sim out these last 2 games of the Cincinnati series. We take one and lose one. So 2-2 to start the year, going up against the 3-0 Braves. We're going to sim through this first off day of the year. Okay, well, I stopped it because we had a moment that I skipped over. It was a no-hit moment for Chris Paddack. Ended up going all 9 innings, gave up 2 hits, only had 2 strikeouts, but it looks like he dominated against this Atlanta Braves team. And as you can see, the offense wasn't bad at all either. Looks like Rhys Hoskins got the start at first base, not having a good start to his year. The lineup is just, wow, the lineup's bad. I need it to stop just auto-changing when it's sim, because we have it set up a certain way how I want it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, we're going to keep advancing here, see what we can do. And it'll be Reese Olson's second start. We'll go ahead and sim this one. And we did get the win 4-1, so Reese Olson probably had a pretty good start there. We can hop in and check out the box score. Josh Cannon 1 for 4, having a decent start to his year. James Wood having a really good start to his. Reese Olson, went 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. So lowering that ERA already. Great to see. Beau Brieske's second save of the year. 2 wins over Philly to start the series. We are 6-3 now. Adrian Morejon got the win in that one. Trevor Williams the win in that. So we are here at the first time to set scouting assignments this season. Again, we're going to go manual and set them ourselves. I would really love to look at the bullpen here. We're going to go international relief pitcher for one of them. We're going to scout to start. We'll probably scout... We're going to scout center field, and we'll go central for that, and then we'll do a prospect here. We probably have a high draft pick again this season, so we're going to go, let's see, who do we want to take a look at here? Pretty much all pitchers here. We'll look at Dan Messer. He looks like he could be pretty good. So we'll set that for our first week of scouting and let that one go. Bottom 10 and no outs, up 1. Beau Brieske on the mound. We're going to hop in here, try and get this save. All right, here up against Ronald Acuna Jr. to start this 1 for 4 in today's game. Not having a strong start to his year, so hopefully we can take advantage of that. Wearing number 6 is Beau Brieske here for us. 5-4, bottom of the 10th inning here. Sinker doesn't catch a piece. That'll be a 1-1 count now here to Ronald Acuna Jr. Grounds that one to C.J. Abrams over to first. Josh Cannon makes the play first out of the bottom of the 10th. So I'm assuming what happened is we probably scored our ghost runner here in the top of the 10th inning. And then intercepted that out. Catches a piece with that high fastball. Nice pitch there. We'll look to get Austin Riley swinging here. We don't. Nice slider. Just couldn't quite catch a piece there. We'll throw the circle change, try and get him swinging. Pops that one. Adrian De Castillo is playing in right field. What is happening? Why is he in right field? That makes no sense. That cannot be happening. And that will tie the game. Why is he in right field? I know that didn't have anything to do with what just happened with us losing the lead there, but why is he in right field? He's a catcher. And oh my gosh, we're going to lose the game. Jacob Young needs a nice throw here home. It will be late. We lose the game. Why is our starting catcher in right field in the bottom of the 10th inning when we have our right fielder on the bench? Why is our right fielder having a day off 8 games into the season? Oh my goodness. I genuinely don't get mad at this game a lot, but that is just mind-numbingly stupid. I don't understand that. Yeah, this game is just genuinely broken. I mean, we're 7-5. We're not off to a bad start here. It's just really frustrating. When you set a lineup for a reason, you have everything set to manual, and then the moment you start simming, it just changes everything. And it won't change it in these screens because I have it set to manual. But when I go into a game in the top of the 10th, or it's at the bottom of the 10th inning, looking to get a save, and my starting catcher is in right field. Yes, he's a secondary right fielder. If I mean, I'm gonna have to go in and change that. Let's go in and change that, because that cannot be happening. I cannot have my starting catcher being in right field when we have our right fielder sitting on the bench. It can't happen. It just can't. I don't... oh my goodness. Okay. We're 7-5. We're going to sim this first month. That'll be the end of the episode. So we'll just sim week by week here. Do our scouting. Don't care about a AA injury. Again, don't care about a AA injury. We're going to set scouting assignments here and see what we can do. Genuinely just so annoyed by that. Dan Messer looks terrible. We're going to change the prospect there. We're just going to look at Frank Magana. He looks really good. We'll keep going with relief pitchers and center fielders for now. I mean, it's just so annoying. And we'll just keep simming here, see what we can do. All right, 13-8 now at our next opportunity to set scouting assignments. Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to get him fully scouted. If he's the number 1 overall rank, we're going to let him go. We're going to keep scouting these 2 positions. They're the positions of need. We'll probably change up the region that we do for them at some point. We can take a look here. Actually, we'll take a look at stats after the first full month of the season. So we'll just keep simming here. Okay, today's the day to set scouting assignments. We have had some massive wins so far this season. We're 17-10. We'll set scouting. Like I said, after the first month of the year, we'll look at all the stats. And Frank Magana is the number 1 ranked prospect in the draft. He will be our target if we have the number 1 pick. Wow, he looks good. So we're going to change him out. And I mean, wow. Relief pitcher-wise, it seems like there's never really good relief pitchers in the game. We're going to look at William Adamson, and then we'll let those position scouting go. Yeah, we'll sim these last few games, get into next month, and then we will show these stats off. Great. Oh my goodness, Josh Cannon. Well, they want us to go in 6-1 just to get him a 3rd home run. We're not going to do that. Showing off the power there. We're up 5. We're not going to go into that. And we're 21-11, first in our division, a half game lead over the Mets in the NL East. And I mean, wow. Oh my goodness. Josh Cannon batting .346 over just over 100 at bats in his first season. 5 home runs, 21 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases. Has a .403 on base percentage and .936 OPS. I mean, this is what you get with a generational prospect, but wow. And his power versus lefties is playing down right now, too. That's insane. 11 walks, only 16 strikeouts. Has been caught stealing 3 times, so he's attempted 8 steals this season so far with 14 speed. The steal and base running aggression is up there, though. CJ Abrams not having a bad start. Average is a little lower than you'd want, but not bad. James Wood is cold, batting .291 with 9 homers and 25 RBIs. Jacob Young having a good start to his season, batting almost .260. Dylan Cruz down to .185. He's cold, though. Rhys Hoskins has 2 home runs, batting .245. Luis Garcia batting .294. Let's look at our starting rotation here. Chris Paddack, over a 4 ERA. That is inflated, though, by these last couple of starts. Other than that, he'd been pitching fantastic to start the year off. So not too worried about that, a little worried. Reese Olson, after his first blow-up, is pitching fantastic. I mean, yeah, it's just dominant. Mitchell Parker is about where we expected. Trevor Williams pitching really well. Cade Cavalli pitching really well. DJ Herz out of the bullpen having an okay year. Came in and pitched a couple innings in that second game where we just blew up. Christian Scott having a good start to the year. Miguel Castro, really good start. Poche also was part of that blow up, so a little bit inflated this first couple of games of the season. Eduardo Salazar was the back end of that. I believe he pitched the 8th and 9th inning and gave up one run. Adrian Morejon having an okay start to the season. Tyler Rogers pitching well. Bo Brisky pitching okay. Would love to see him pitch a little bit better in only 15 innings with a 3.6 ERA. So it's a little rough for the bullpen, but overall it's not terrible. He's not pitching awful, but he's not pitching good. So it's going to be one of those things like, okay, what can we get for him? Do we wait until he's pitching a little bit better than try and trade him? Because that B potential will really drive the trade value a little bit. It'll just depend on his performance as well. So we have some decisions to make. I think Keibert Ruiz probably will end up getting DFA'd at some point soon, or we trade him, maybe package him with Mitchell Parker. But he can't be stealing at bats from De Castillo and Cordero. So we've got some tough decisions to make. We have some guys in the minors. We can back up Juan Yepez, who is dominating. You know what? We might just go ahead and do this now. I hate to have 3 first basemen on the Major League roster, but he can play third, left, and right. And honestly, with the way it could be a situation where Dylan Cruz sits and we start Juan Yepez in right field. So we're going to call up Juan Yepez. He had a really, really good year last year for us, batting .263, had 19 homers. Was dominating in AAA to start the year. So we're going to call him back up, and we're going to see what we can do with Keibert Ruiz and Mitchell Parker. Okay, so we have went ahead and DFA'd Keibert Ruiz, and we're going to try and outright him to AAA. It frees up Juan Yepez to be on the roster, and then in the lineup, we're going to go ahead and make the change. Dylan Cruz will still play versus lefties. Versus righties, Juan Yepez will get some starts in right field. Juan Yepez has a little bit of power versus righties, so to get him in the lineup, the contact is great versus lefties and righties. I could see him even stealing some at-bats at DH. If we have an injury where Jock Peterson or Rhys Hoskins has to play the field at some point this year, I could see that happening with Juan Yepez. He had a great year last year at first for us, just kind of waiting for Josh Cannon to, make his debut this season. So I think that's a good move. It gets Keibert Ruiz off the roster. I hated having 3 catchers on the Major League roster, so that shores that up. And that is it for today's episode. So after pretty much the first month of the season, the first month and 2 weeks, we are 21-11, 7-3 in our last 10. We are 5 games ahead of the Mets for first place in the NL East. So playing really well to start the year. I think that we have some moves to make to really make sure we're contenders this season, but I think we're off to a really strong start compared obviously to where we were last year. Very disappointing season. I thought we could potentially compete, and then we kind of had to blow it up at the trade deadline. But we've brought in some reinforcements. We've brought in some of our top prospects. We're excited to keep going. That is the end of the episode. Next episode, we'll probably get past the trade deadline, probably do the draft. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a lot of fun making these. The engagement on the videos is nice as well. So thank you guys for engaging with the videos, liking them. Please comment on them. Share the videos with your friends if you like them. And I will see you guys in the next one.